One. Vegetarian. One. Vegetarian. One. Vegetarian. One. Vegetarian. One. Vegetarian.
One ogle.
One. Vegetarian. One. Vegetarian. One.
Octo.
Vegetarian. One. Vegetarian. One. Vegetarian. One.
Google.
One.
Quad.
Vegetarian. One.
Quad.
Vegetarian. One.
Vegetarian.
One gar Google.
One.
Vegetarian.
One.
Octo.
Vegetarian. One.
Nona.
Vegetarian. One. Vegetarian. One. Vegetarian. One. Vegetarian. One.
Faxol. One Google Ding.
One. Vegetarian. One. Vegetarian. One.
Quadringson. Quinjan. Session. Septingen. Platillion, 2 millenillion, trimillenillion, Gugolthal, quadrimillenillion, Marioplex, quinmillenillion, sexmillenillion, septimillenillion, octimillenillion, nonimillenillion, merillion, hitchhiker's nut, Google Gong, centimillenillion, Maximus million, Macrillion, largest known prime number, decimacrillion, centimacrillion, nonillion, trialorg, decinillion, Thallium's number, centinillion, Piscillion, femtillion, etillion, ziptillion, eoctillion, xenillion, facillion, icacillion, triaquintillion, Googleplex, Minecraftplex, kilonillion, milliondeplex, hectomagillion, tetralog, trillion, cotillion, exillion, cetillion, eutillion, xenillion, decillion, quintillion, firsts, deca, icosylog, triantylog, tyrantylog, enantylog, ogdatylog, giggle, Google stack, tritaxis, tetrataxis, pentataxis, hexataxis, heptataxis, octataxis, enataxis, decataxis, zoataxis, gaggle, grail, triapataxis, tetrapataxis, pentapataxis, decapataxis, giggle, triexaxis, tetraexaxis, pentaexaxis, decaexaxis, giggle, triataxis, decaeptaxis, goggle, triaroctaxis, decaoctaxis, gaggle, decaemaxis, decadacaxis, tridical, oogle, Graham Grahel, G3, G4, Graham's number, Fast-growing hierarchy phi1. Fast-growing hierarchy phi2. Fast-growing hierarchy phi3. Fast-growing hierarchy phi1. Fast-growing hierarchy phi2. Cumulus.
3.
Black holes Hydra 3.
Big Bua. Big Hoss. Great Big Hoss. Bukiwia. Big. Gashomati. Mimi Malakapua. Mimi Malakapua Hooper. Trita. Quadrita. Quintita. Sextita. Septita. Octita. Nonita. Decita. Uninta. Binta. Trinta. Quadrinta. Quintinta. Sextinta. Septinta. Octinta. Noninta. Decinta. Tarinta. Loader's number. 1019th busy beaver. 1 millionth Xi function number. Rayo's number. Bigfoot. Large number garden number. Oblivion. Utter oblivion.
Sam's number. Finity.
Infinity. Plus 1. Infinity. Plus 2. Infinity. Plus 3. Infinity. Plus 4. Infinity. Plus 5. Infinity. Plus 6. Infinity. Plus 7. Infinity. Plus 8. Infinity. Plus 9. Infinity. Plus 10. Infinity. Plus 11. Infinity. Plus 12. Infinity. Plus
13.
Infinity. Plus
14.
Infinity.
Plus 15.
Infinity. Plus
16.
Infinity.
Plus 17.
Infinity. Plus
18.
Infinity. Plus
19.
Infinity.
Plus 20.
Infinity.
Plus 30.
Infinity.
Plus 40.
Infinity.
Plus 50.
Infinity.
Plus 60.
Infinity.
Plus 70.
Infinity.
Plus 80.
Infinity.
Plus 90.
Infinity.
Plus 100.
Infinity.
Plus 1,000.
Infinity.
Plus 10,000.
Infinity.
Plus 100,000.
Infinity.
Plus 1 million. Infinity. Plus 10 million. Infinity. Plus 100 million. Infinity.
Plus 1.
Infinity plus infinity. Infinity square. Infinity cube. Double infinity. Infinity everything. Infinite infinity. Super infinity.
Omega. 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 Omega times 2. Omega times 3. Omega squared. Omega cubed. Omega to the omega. Omega to the omega to the omega. Epsilon naught. Epsilon 1. Epsilon 2. Epsilon omega. Epsilon epsilon naught. Epsilon 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 naught. Zeta naught. Eta naught. Phi 4.
Phi infinity.
Phi omega.
Phi epsilon.
Pfefferman Schutui ordinal. Ackerman ordinal.
Small Gedlin ordinal. Large Gedlin ordinal.
Bachman Howard ordinal.
Bachman Howard ordinal.
Omega fixed point. Church clean ordinal. First uncountable ordinal.
Tallest one.
Unfoldable cardinal.
Inaccessible cardinal. Mallow cardinal. Weakly compact cardinal.
Indescribable cardinal. Rank into rank cardinal. 0 equals 1 cardinal. Absolute infinity capital gap. Absolute infinity. Absolutely infinity. Absolutely everything. Non-existent capital.
1x,
2x,
3x,
4x,
5x, 6x,
7x,
8x.
9x,
1x power 1x,
1 try x, 1 quadr x,
1 quint x, 1 infinity x, 1 x double.
Absolute every number. Absolute every number squared.
Capital feet. Double capital feet. Capital feet squared. Capital feet cube. Absolute never.
Infinity. Infinity score. Infinity cube. Superfinity. Megafinity. Ultrafinity. Megafinity. Superfinity. Infinity.
Godfinity.
believe in infinity.
Supragodfinity.
I believe in infinity. Absolute subscribe infinity. Absolute cube infinity k is 90.
Quadrodfinity.
Absolute Tuagadpex. Absolute Tuagadtuo. Magna infinity. T dot G dot G number. T dot G dot S dot G number.
Absolute supergod.
Alwayfinity.
Capital Alway. Absolute Alway never. Alway God. Alway super God. Alway to God. Ultimate affinity. Absolute transparent.
Absolute ultimate alway flogged supper. Absolute sinusu double function.
Perfinity. Masterfinity.
Infinite affinity. Infinite affinity plus 1. Infinite affinity plus 10. Infinite affinity plus 100. Infinite affinity plus infinity. Infinite affinity plus absolute infinity. Infinite affinity plus capital there. Infinite affinity plus absolute never. Infinite affinity plus godfinity. Infinite affinity time 2. Infinite affinity time infinity. Infinite affinity time capital there. Infinite affinity time insane here. Infinite affinity time Mr. Infinity.
Infinity. Infinity plus 1. Infinity plus 10. Infinity plus 100. Infinity plus 1000. Infinity plus infinity. Infinity plus absolute infinity. Infinity plus absolute never. Infinity plus godfinity. Infinity plus ultimate affinity. Infinity plus infinite affinity. Double infinity. Triple infinity. Quadruple infinity. Infinity square. Infinity cube. Infinity plex. Infinity duplex. Forcefinity. Forcefinity plus 1. Forcefinity plus absolute infinity. Forcefinity plus absolute never. Forcefinity plus godfinity. Forcefinity plus infinity. Forcefinity times 2. Forcefinity times 3. Forcefinity times 5. Forcefinity times 10. Forcefinity times 100. Forcefinity times 1000. Forcefinity square. Forcefinity cube. Forcefinity cube plex. Forcefinity cube duplex.
Treefinity. Treefinity plus 1. Treefinity plus 10. Treefinity plus 100. Treefinity plus infinity. Treefinity plus absolute infinity. Treefinity plus absolute never. Treefinity plus Godfinity. Treefinity plus infinityfinity. Treefinity plus forcefinity. Treefinity double. Treefinity square. Treefinity cube.
Absolute super duper. Absolute super duper plus 1. Absolute super duper plus 10. Absolute super duper plus 100. Absolute super duper plus infinity. Absolute super duper plus absolute infinity. Absolute super duper plus absolute never. Absolute super duper plus infinity. Absolute super duper plus infinity. Absolute super duper plus forcefinity. Absolute super duper double. Absolute super duper paper. Absolute super duper score. Absolute super duper cube. Absolute super duper cube equix. Absolute super duper cube equix.
Absolute ultimate infinity. Absolute ultimate infinity plus 1. Absolute ultimate infinity plus 10. Absolute ultimate infinity plus 100. Absolute ultimate infinity plus infinity. Absolute ultimate infinity plus absolute infinity. Absolute ultimate infinity plus absolute never. Absolute ultimate infinity plus Godfinity. Absolute ultimate infinity plus infinityfinity. Absolute ultimate infinity plus infinity. Absolute ultimate infinity plus absolute super duper. Absolute ultimate infinity double. Absolute ultimate infinity square. Absolute ultimate infinity cube. Absolute ultimate infinity double cubes. Absolute ultimate infinity supercubes.
Absolute crores. Absolute crores square. Absolute crores power absolute higher. Absolute crores cube. Absolute crores double cubes. Absolute crores super cubes. Absolute infinity. Absolute infinity square. Absolute infinity power. Absolute higher. Absolute infinity power. Absolute crores. Absolute infinity power. Absolute crores power. Absolute higher. Absolute infinity square. Absolute infinity cube. Absolute infinity double cubes.
Absolute extreme. Absolute extreme square. Absolute extreme power absolute power. Absolute extreme power absolute crores. Absolute extreme power absolute crores power absolute power. Absolute extreme power absolute infinity. Absolute extreme power absolute infinity power absolute power. Absolute extreme power absolute infinity power absolute crores. Absolute extreme power absolute infinity power absolute crores power absolute power. Absolute extreme cube. Absolute extreme double cubes. Absolute extreme super cubes.
Quinpower. Quinpower power absolute power. Quinpower power absolute crores. Quinpower power absolute power. Quinpower power absolute extreme. Super everything power everything. Quinpower cube. Quinpower double cubes. Quinpower super cubes.
Sexpower. Sexpower power absolute power. Sexpower power absolute crores. Sexpower power absolute infinity. Sexpower power absolute extreme. Sexpower power quinpower. Super duper everything power everything. Sexpower cube. Sexpower double cubes. Sexpower super cubes.
Septpire. Septpire power absolute pyre. Septpire power absolute crores. Septpire power absolute infinity. Septpire power absolute extreme. Septpire power quintpire. Septpire power sextpire. Mega everything power everything. Septpire cube. Septpire double cubes. Septpire super cubes.
Octpower. Octpower power absolute infinity. Octpower power absolute power. Octpower power absolute crores. Octpower power absolute infinity. Octpower power absolute extreme. Octpower power quinpower. Octpower power sexpower. Octpower power setpower. Ultra everything power everything. Octpower cube. Octpower double cubes. Octpower Supercubes.
Extreme Affinity. Extreme Affinity Power Absolute Power. Extreme Affinity Power Absolute Cruise. Extreme Affinity Power Absolute Infinity. Extreme Affinity Power Absolute Extreme. Extreme Affinity Power Quinpower. Absolute Extreme Affinity Super Duper. Extreme Affinity Power Sex Power. Extreme Affinity Power Sept Power. Extreme Affinity Power Warp Power.
Giga Everything Power Everything.
Extreme Affinity Cube. Extreme Affinity Double Cubes. Extreme Affinity Super Cubes.
Absolute impossible.
Undecipire.
Уйдите Явер.
Trideci Pyre. Quadreci Pyre.
Quindeci Pyre.
Sexteci Power.
Septeci Power.
Octodeci Pyre.
Novundeci Power.
Absolute double impossible.
On Vicodin Firewall. Do Vicodin Firewall. 3 Vicodin Firewall. 4 Vicodin Firewall. Queen Vicodin Firewall.
6 Nenegin Pure.
Absolute triple impossible.
Absolute quadruple impossible.
Absolute quintuple impossible. Absolute sextuple impossible.
Absolute sextuple impossible.
Absolute octuple impossible.
Absolute nontuple impossible.
Absolute Illuminati.
Try the N Pippinoti. Quad to the N Pippinoti.
Фарь, трофарь, редьбедь, блоебедь, брыкенбедь, аниплекс, ундретплекс, лимит, талимит, териал лимит, тейфинал лимит,